Dawson James will return in Avengers Doomsday. Easter eggs everywhere, brother.
That's a clip right there. Just
that
clip.
Is, thank God I'm recording. Thank God I'm recording that.
Yeah, that's why I say as soon as we start talking, as soon as we all get in here, always hit record because we never know what we're gonna fucking say before.
One of my favorite bits I've seen. You're right, and one of my favorite bits I've seen is someone said like only reason that Hannibal Lecter is scary is because he's European. Can you imagine if he was from the east coast of Canada? How's she going there, Clarice? Are them sheep still giving you a hard time, are they?
Fucking Bud Light Nick Ham is spam.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sabotage Everything Wrestling Podcast. As always, with me, New Hook and Connor, Sabotage. I am Lyle. We have a guest today, adding some more gold to the collection of guests that we've had here on the show, rounding it out with Dead End Dawson James, North Star champion. Claps.
How's it going?
So excited to have you on. How's it going with you, man? How is it? We just got out of Threat Level Red a little while ago.
Yeah, kicked Ricky's ass. What's new?
Yeah. You that's one of the things I wanted to get to off the cuff is one of the reasons I definitely wanted you on the show. Obviously, you're one of the champions, but as well, every match I've seen in North Pro, I was watching the North Pro shows before I kind of got into this. There was always one that was hard hitting, looked like a car crash, and you were always usually in the center of it. Very entertaining stuff. You're from Newfoundland, much like New Hook. It's an interesting journey, I would imagine, to get from the Rock to where you are now. What was the scene like in Newfoundland, and where are you from in Newfoundland?
So I'm actually from the west coast of Newfoundland, and there is like not really much of a wrestling scene. Like before I came here, the last wrestling show I saw in Port aux Basques was in 2014, LCW. So I wasn't very familiar with the Newfoundland scene, like independently at all. I knew way more about the Maritimes, especially just being like literally right next to the boat. Like it's just by proxy, I guess. You know what I mean? But
more like people were coming from New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, having their shows in Newfoundland, rather than there being like a home promotion in your area kind of thing,
seeing
right?
talent wrestle here from the Maritimes, yes.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
Like on the West Coast, we didn't have, like, I think CWI and LCW came through when I wasn't there. I think I was gone away at that point from military, or I was in Fort Mac, one or the other. I only seen like a small time independent promotion come through from the Maritimes, and it was like 2004 or 5. There's a picture of me with like Grimes, I think his name was. Big, tall dude, painted his face black and green. I got a Polaroid picture of him, and I was like, "Oh, can I put you in a headlock?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And I put it on the wrong side. Looking back, my mom sent a picture of me a long time ago. I got him hooked on the right side, but it's technically the wrong side. I got him on my right, and I just look, as soon as I saw the picture, I was like, "Oh my God, put that away." 15-year-old Justin, what are you doing here? You're working the wrong side, brother.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, West Coast didn't get much, did it, Dawson? We didn't really.
Not at all.
No.
So that, I guess, leads to the next question. What was the journey that brought you here? What influenced you, being from somebody where it's kind of a dry spell? There's not a lot for this kind of content going around. What got you into wrestling? What made you think this is what I want to do, and I'm willing to, leave home, travel to the rest of the Maritimes to do this?
The easy answer? Why not? Like genuinely though, like why not?
Yeah. I like that. That's probably one of the best answers I've ever heard.
That's incredible, because it makes all the sense without needing any explanation.
There's so many reasons.
Yeah.
And that's definitely one of them right there.
But not like, I've been watching wrestling my entire life, and I mean like borderline obsessed. There is nothing I wouldn't watch, from fucking WWE to CZW Tournament of Death. Like everything I would consume. I don't think I had a plan for post-secondary as much as like I went to college twice. I did finish college the second time, but like this was always the plan. I was always going to be a wrestler, you know.
What'd you do in college though? Sorry, let's get on.
I actually went for industrial mechanic millwright in Corner Brook.
Oh, that's dude. Cool. Okay, yeah, we could definitely talk millwright sometime then. Because I did millwright work. I did millwright work up in Fort Mac, but
that's awesome. But yeah, I took 4 swings at college too before I figured out what I wanted to do when I grew up, and that still ended up being wrestling in the long-term mix around way, right? So I think if you've got that passion in you, you're going to find it one way or the other. I remember we were talking on one of the other episodes that there's videos coming out now of like people in Africa having dirt rings.
Yeah.
And there's whole Instagram accounts.
They got an actual ring now though. So I can't remember who it was that helped sponsor them to get an actual ring. So that's super dope.
That's sick.
A little bit safer. I can't remember the name, but
that's so it's interesting to see that even if you're from somewhere where you can't necessarily go and consume this on like a weekly or monthly basis, if you've got that kind of drive for it, you end up doing it one way or the other. So how long have you been a professional wrestler? How long has this been like the main focus?
I've wrestled my first match in August of 2023. So coming up on 3 years next month.
Yeah,
which personally is pretty incredible because I've seen your work and it doesn't look like you've only been doing this for 3 years, which is really interesting. When I look back in, because I do homework. Oh my God.
I do
my homework.
Buddy.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast where I'm a fucking
welcome to the show. When I went back to do my research, I said, like, I'm pretty sure this is when he started because I went onto your socials and stuff and watched all of the Dawson drivers and just the hard chops. Man, you are a glutton for punishment. But those 3 years must have flown by fast with all the hard hits. Was the CZW, the deathmatch stuff, is that what kind of inspired the style? Because it's
my
like I say, it's hard.
Style is very inspired by like Kings Road era Noah. That kind of like big dudes hitting each other era. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hoss fights.
Damn.
It's like
Hoss fights are a lost art.
Spirit type shit. Like I love it. It's the.
So you're how old are you again? If you don't mind me asking.
25. Turned 26.
Okay, so when you grew up, even though in a small town of how many people?
Just a couple hundred.
Okay, so even when you grew up in a small town of a couple hundred, when did you guys get internet then?
Like jeez. We didn't have Wi-Fi, I think, until I was like 10. We had
no. Let's not start this division.
Still don't have color TVs there yet, bro.
No, there's not Wi-Fi. Okay, there's. When did you get internet at home? That's I don't understand the new teenagers.
Yeah, when were you able to sit down at a computer
at
and
home.
go on to Google?
And how did you find all this stuff to watch? Because this is some obscure stuff, and
it is.
By the time I was like 13, 14, I had like internet. You know what I mean?
And it was like high speed.
Okay. Well, not high speed, but it was the
That's crazy. Okay, no, man, because like growing up in Corner Brook, I remember because back in the early 2000s, it was still tape trading. You know what I mean? It was very like you were downloading at that point now, but it was still rare to know where to properly download the right things. So unless you really, so that's why I asked, because. And 200 people. Like, when did you get the access to this stuff? So obviously, but you are younger, so you had around the same time. Yeah, the same time frame where we were doing tape trading, you got internet. So
yeah,
not too bad.
And that is a crazy pull too, because there's a lot of wrestling fans on the East Coast, but few people would know what pro wrestling Noah would be. Like even New Japan to some circles is like very fringe. They don't understand how big of a deal the other styles are. And I do think it's important, especially in today's day and age, going into being on the indies, is that you have to understand there's many more styles out there than the ones you see on like prime, easily accessible TV. So does that fall in line with like your influencers? Who are the wrestlers that you looked at to kind of get the style from? Are they from Noah, or is there some spread?
It's just that general style, you know what I mean? Like fucking obviously Kenta Kobashi. Like I'm also a big fan of Stan Hansen, AJPW run. Fucking
yes.
beauty. Anything he does is awesome. Even more recently, not necessarily Noah. He's more known for Ring of Honor, but like Takeshi Morishima, he is fucking.
Oh, he is incredible.
He's the guy, man. You know, like I just take my inspirations from anywhere I can. If I think it looks good, and I will try to not emulate it, but to learn from that.
Make it your own, just like a schoolboy, brother. It's there.
I totally see the Stan Hansen influence, right down to the mustache. I see the Stan Hansen influence, and that's the best possible compliment because very few people
not
would
blind enough.
Go out and take.
No,
not blind.
Also not 6 foot.
No, you are not. No, you are.
He's
not.
like legally blind, and he's just throwing fucking crazy haymaker clotheslines.
Dude, I'm
on target every time.
Blind, but I don't have my glasses. You just know where to throw that.
You can go by
blobs of color.
Feel it out in there.
Yeah.
Just go by.
Hey man, the human man does it. I don't know.
Philosophy, like
the human man does do it. He does it to great effect.
Yeah.
But when you came over, obviously it wasn't just, did you get trained in Newfoundland, or was it you came here, kind of found an established school, learned from there, and then kind of branched out?
So I reached out to Cobra Clutch Wrestling Club, which was Troy Merrick at the time. And we kind of just set it up from there. Like I found, shout out Troy. I got a job over here and just kind of moved over and went to training. I'm pretty sure at the time too. I think the place is Brooklyn in Nova Scotia. It was literally just like a 12 by 12 ring in a barn. It was really interesting.
I remember I don't remember the exact first time we interacted because I don't know. Did I come down during your class? I don't think I did.
Yes, I actually remember specifically we were teaching.
You were there a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah, I was. I just can't remember, like concussions, smoking weed. I can't remember certain
White Flash Group.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Can you tell us?
I remember you showed up one day. I think it was we were prepping body slams or something, and you were gonna let Deuce body slam you, and there was just something you guys were talking about. I just remember. I can't remember like the exact like conversation, but it was something along the lines of, if you drop me, we're gonna have a fucking conversation.
I can hear him say it, so that was probably the exact.
I was about to say.
I've said that to numerous amount of people, because like myself and
majority of them,
we're considered some of the safest in the Maritimes, some of the safest in Canada. We protect our opponent before we allow them. We'll hurt ourselves. We'll take the shitty bump before we let our opponent take it.
I was only safe because I was always just taking heat. Kind of hard to be dangerous when you're getting your ass whooped.
I mean, you had your hope spots. You got your hope spots to bring it back up and everything, but you know.
Actually, Dawson, that was one of the questions I had to ask you because we talked one of our previous episodes about Darby Allin and his style of things, which is safe in quotation marks, I'll say, because obviously it's very like, you know, they do their very best to make sure that one shot they have at those crazy bumps, which is you're no stranger to, they try their very best to make sure that goes off without a hitch. But how difficult is it to protect your opponent? Or is it more of a, hey, this is going to happen, I'm going to throw this thing, be prepared for it? Or is there a way to prepare them for that? Or is it
this mutual agreement of like, yeah, this is kind of fucked, but we're going to do it anyways? You know what I mean?
And it's kind of like a, hey, be ready and do the best you can, kind of, because obviously you can't cradle somebody for like the stage dive that you took at the previous show when you landed in the front row. Like there's no real way to prepare it. You just have to kind of, this is the plan, here we go. Like
it's happening, whatever happens after that. You know.
Yeah, we'll figure it out then.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll call it in the ring. Just watch out for the chair. But that leads me to...
Sorry, when you do that fucking dive... I gotta jump in for a second. When you do that dive, and sometimes you're like, yeah. I'm gonna start like making you run a lot faster.
See, but it's a great visual.
Up instead of out, and I always get too much up instead of out, and I always just go. Oh.
The arc is insane. The arc is a peak.
No, it's beautiful. But there's just that one time where I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
And
I'm just
being
waiting for the
from where
taker
I
when he
was-
lands on the cameraman, right? Shawn Michaels pulls the cameraman in and Taker just fucking bleh. I'm like, oh,
Gimmick doesn't get there in time, just whack.
yeah.
Because being from in my vantage point where I was up on the balcony for Threat Level Red, the dive you did onto Ricky Mortis, the crowd had like 3 distinct levels that they went through in the process of that dive. There was excitement in the and then there was the when you got to the peak of your arc and you were just clearing the ropes, and then when you landed the ship, hey, like you heard
Just relief.
this 3-stage reaction to what was happening, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
There's a reason
Now-
why Connors pulls down the rope for me.
Speaking of the crowd, man, at Threat Level Red, they were fantastic for that main event, and I do.
Okay? So
Appreciate that.
I was talking with the unofficial Maritime podcast guys there the other night, just shooting the shit with them for a second, and one of the guys, Corey, said that he's like, New Hook, there's been times that you've booked shows and we've been like, okay, this has to happen, this is gonna happen, and it doesn't. They're like, oh, okay, didn't really see that coming. But they said that your match, and him specifically, they like from the beginning to the end, you had them. And I told them, I said my favorite part of it was the beginning, because after the moment that you felt each other out and you figured each other out and you split apart for a second, you won't be able to see it because the cameras are pointed towards the ring, not at me and Connors. But I literally, my anxiety for the match just went all the way. I sat back in the chair and I tapped him and was like, this is gonna be good. Because it was like, and I mean that in the utmost respect, because when you look at it though, you and Ghost are both under 3 years in, and being put in a main event spot like that, obviously we trusted you, but there's still that little bit of like, how's it gonna go?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And then when I realized that you guys understood the process and what you needed to do, not just fucking go, you built it. I just sat back and then I got to enjoy as a fan, which I did, and it was fucking awesome. So
I appreciate that. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, being 3 years in, both you and Ricky, is there any matches other than Threat Level Red, which was incredible? Are there any matches that stand out where you go like, that was one of the peak points, that was a big stepping stone? Because you've wrestled for a lot of promotions other than North Pro, obviously. Was there anywhere along the way where you stopped and you look back at it like we're doing right now and be like, that was a good one, that one's got to get like pegged for later?
The first time I can remember it easily. It was at Propeller Arcade. Can't remember what exact show it was, but it was a triple threat match between me, Dayton Cameron, and Rudy Lockhart. That was, I think, the first time in my wrestling career, because I was under 100 matches at that point, like maybe under 50. So like, it was at that point that I realized, oh shit, like if I can actually like put more effort and thought into this, then you know what I mean? Like there's more to come from that style of match. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Raise your ceiling almost, right?
Yeah,
like you can see it as like, oh no, we can milk more out of it. Because I did see one of the big matches that I saw you in, where I remember going to Connor's New Hook after the show and being like, what the hell happened there? That was crazy. Was when you were with Justin Turnbull, Suicide Jesus.
Yeah.
That was right before we started the podcast, and I remember going to them both and I was like, who are those guys? Like that
wasn't
nuts.
even there.
Yeah.
And
I was live. Didn't I have you on the video call for that? Yeah.
Yeah, you had me on the video call for it, but I wasn't even there. And I'm getting messages from fans before they're walking out of the door at the end of the show going like, what the, like just, so.
Yeah.
Speaking of matches, like turning point type matches, that's another thing. Because like working with him really like taught me how to open my brain a little bit for what shit's possible. Given like, because we didn't even have like hardcore rules. That's another thing too. That was a singles match. Like we could have got disqualified. Yeah. No, we still went for it. You know what I mean? We kept within the rules and did as much as possible.
We relaxed the rules a little.
But I think that goes into what we were talking about the other day about the Quebec scene. And those guys and those minds of like the way they construct things and put things together and find different avenues to get to like the same spot, but just, you know what I mean? So especially Turnbull, like he's such a dream person all around, but his creativity in the ring it's fantastic.
Fucking crazy.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember. I like at one point when I was like trying to book that card, and I was like, okay, we need to get this, but we got this person, then this person, and then there was one spot left in the car, and I couldn't figure out who I wanted to put in it, and I was like, well, I need someone for Dawson, something like that, and then one of the guys in the car was like, well, like Turnbull's probably available, and I thought he wasn't. I thought he was just chilling and doing his own thing in Quebec every now and again. Like I didn't think he was down to travel. And as soon as the word came out of his mouth, I messaged Connors and was like, so guess who I got for Dawson? And it was Turnbull. And it was literally the ooh, like, because we both have known Justin for years, for like 10 years now. So we know who can work with who. And the second that your guys' name went across each other on the match card, I was pissed because I wasn't going to be there. Like, you know what I mean?
It didn't happen that night.
Me.
We were bound to make it happen. Like, regardless, it was going to happen.
Yeah. And for me, a complete outsider, because I'm from New Brunswick. I thought my town was small at 2,000. 200 is eye-watering, especially because I moved to Toronto and lived there for 7 years. And when I came back, I was really interested to get myself steeped in like the local scene. And I wasn't familiar with most of the people on the roster, right? Because I've been gone for so long. So I come back, and that was just like a holy crap moment. You guys use the space of the Tide and Boar so well. Like you use every single thing at your disposal, it felt like, to kind of elevate it without doing too much. Because do you agree when I say that style of wrestling, the more hardcore kind of brawler style, there is a kind of, you got to drip feed it. You can't just go hellbent for leather off of go.
Oh yeah, no.
There is kind of like a stages to it, right?
You can't like Chip explained this to me before too, but like you can't start up here and then just go here, because how are you going to get back up here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta get to the top of that peak and then try to keep it, in my opinion, anyways. But like,
you've always watched people, they're like, oh, we'll start with the hardcore stuff and then we'll like end up in a lockup. It's like that's ass backwards. You can't do that. That's like reversing the car accident. No, you can't go back.
Yeah.
Like,
and listening to
you've
you
redlined,
talk,
and now you have
see
to hover there. Yeah,
exactly.
Like it's saying one of your influences is Stan Hansen. It makes sense, because it is the beginning of your matches start out with just that hard hitting hoss fight, you know, big chops, big hits, like massive impact, and it slowly builds up to the I'm about to throw you into 20 chairs and move the entire front row. I'm doing this stage dive that the jump you guys did onto the stage where the music table was made me look away because I was scared someone was going to land back first onto the stairs. But it was just you could feel it. I was like, I felt myself thinking, this is how this is done right, because there was like a natural progression of it instead of just being like, bang, the bell rings, everybody go get a weapon.
Yeah. I'm proud of you, dude. We're all proud of you. But like, like to know that where you've come from in the little town that you have, and to know that like we can trust you in a main event spot when we don't have our other champion, our trios champion, like a person like me and Connors were throwing in some like wild spots when we first started as well, but it's like, who can get thrown into it and not freak the fuck out? Like, you didn't bombard us with messages. You didn't like, you're like, me and Ghost got an idea. All right, cool. Like, we have blind faith. We've talked to Lyle about this, is we have an end game. We know how we want things to go, but we're not the characters. The characters know how to get there on their own. We'll just tell them that's where we need to go. And like I said, I was talking with those guys, the podcast guys, the unofficial guys, and they were talking about the ending of the match and like how like it got them. And I told them there was like 3 different avenues we could have went. Like, to pull back the curtain a little bit here, whatever, but like there was like 3 different avenues that we had laid out on the table, and in my opinion, any one of them would have worked. But then when you were like, hey, what if this, And I was like, fuck, take me on that ride. You know what I mean? Like this is my favorite part about like me and Connor's. This is my Connor's favorite part is now we get to watch a movie. We get to watch a show, a story, a properly told story with the whole show. And you guys do fucking
that everyone has input on. Everyone's an executive producer.
Yeah.
Right?
And like I said, even just being new at this, you can see it that only being 3 years in and having that storytelling sense, it's there. And sometimes the best part of the stories is the next chapters. King of Segways. Hi. And I just wanted to ask, you got a lot of stuff going on this summer. What do you want to try to accomplish up going into 2027? So what's next for Dawson James? Do you have any garners of going to other provinces? Are you sticking around here? What's the plan?
Point. I really want to just travel as much as possible and wrestle as many different people as I can and make those connections. I think it's just if you truly do care about professional wrestling, that is the route you should strive for at some point in your career.
Yeah.
That's kind of my plans.
Every time we left the Maritimes, it opened up another door for us.
Yeah.
It's as much networking as anything. It really is.
You know what I mean? That's what you're talking about.
Well, you're selling your brand, man. You can't.
Passion. Exactly. Yeah. You're talking about previously about like passion. And that's exactly what I'm sorry, jump on your Connors, is brand.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
That's it. That's everything. Like you're selling yourself 100%.
You can only sell so much in one store. You got to branch out. You got to get your products out there, right? Like, that's why I find social media is still so important for independent wrestlers right now, especially if they handle it properly. Throwing up your promos there all the time, where you're going to be, where they can find your stuff, all your contact information. Because some people I don't know, social media is kind of weird with how it reaches people, but when it does reach people, I find that's the biggest point of traffic for most independent wrestlers right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and what I like about it is too, one of the few things that social media does well is now we're in an era where if you're good at it and you have it that the fans want to see, you'll be seen. You'll get found.
Yeah.
There is no.
And you can make money on that.
On Vertigo.
You can make money at the social media.
100%. There's so many people that are doing it. You know what I mean? There's so many of the wrestlers out there that are doing it. But one of my favorite people that he kills it just with his promo, not just his promos, but his promo work is so fucking fantastic. Is Von Vertigo. Like his
yes, he's very good.
That he puts up is phenomenal. Just the sitting, it's
and steady.
It's what I would love to present in a way. Like I've always envisioned in ways of like sitting down at like the director's chair and like telling a story and having a project. But he, like obviously I'll never go in that direction ever now because like he mastered that and it just looks so good for him to just be, sit there and it's just that telling that story and his visuals and how he can edit in things and then like the package that was for Dawson and Ghost that like starts off the show on YouTube. Like that's the shit.
It is. And Dawson, you're no stranger to that either because I checked out your YouTube page and you've got all your promos. You try to add a little bit of cinematic element into. There's the one where you're smoking the pipe that I really enjoyed. That was a whole vibe. And then you guys shot one. It looked like, that was old, but it was good. I liked it. I was like, this is, you can see it. Like I can buy it. And there was one you guys shot in a parking garage.
Oh,
that was what was that? Walk me through that whole filming process because I'm like, how the hell did they get the whole floor of that parking garage? It seems to film this.
We just went there and shot it on scene. Like it was, I think it was the fucking CBC parking lot. That
nice.
Wherever.
Was it you and Gimmick?
Yeah, me, Gimmick. It was.
He took us there to me and Troy to do the ones for the match against the Guns.
So there you go. That's his.
I know. I know exactly where. I know exactly where it is. Exactly which level.
I almost ran over the UCW tag belts in my car.
Oh no.
Cat's out of the bag. But it was this close.
That's okay. Then it becomes the UCW Hardcore Championship after you do that. So.
Yeah. Love that.
If you're wondering why I'm driving slow, is because I almost ran it over and Gimmick was behind the camera like, stop.
That's amazing. But you talked about branching out. Is there any particular opponents that are like in your sphere that you see and you're like, man, I'd really like to work with them, whether it be in the Maritimes or whether it be in Ontario on the indie scene as well? Is there anybody you kind of pegged as like, this would go really well?
Off the top of my head, currently, not right now. I have no fucking names. I don't know why I can't think of any right now. If I think about it in a second, I'll come back to that question.
It's more just one of those, when they put him in front of me, I'll know.
We all know what we all did before the podcast, and that's affecting him right now.
That's hilarious. So one of the questions that I ask everybody that comes on, I'm not going to ask you for your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers because I think that's a little bit played out. What I do ask, though, is for your founding fathers. So what I ask for is 4 names that without them, Dawson James would not exist. Whether it be trainers, whether it be a really good opponent, it could be somebody that gave you one really good piece of advice that just so happened to be a very important one that you use every day. But 4 names that helped you get here that you don't think you'd be able to reach where you're reaching without.
Yeah, like not like favorite wrestlers and stuff that you grew
like people that helped you personally in the business.
People that helped me personally in the business.
Yeah.
So not favorite wrestlers.
Not favorite wrestlers. God, no.
You two for sure. I'll start by saying that because Jesus Christ, like, as much as I've always had this innate desire to just like fucking wrestle and do wrestling the way that I want to do it, you know what it's like around here. And I'm not shitting on anybody in particular or just shitting on anything in particular. It's just there is a certain style of wrestling that people are used to wrestling around here, and there's not much room, especially for people like me who are literally just a couple years in the business, to like really try and express that like idea. But you two kind of gave me that platform and put trust into me, and without that I would not have been able to evolve to the state that I'm at now and continually still learning and trying new things, so I do appreciate you both for that.
Appreciate it. You can just put us into one spot. We don't need to fill it.
We usually use Sabotage as one spot.
Yeah, you would just fill up one spot.
That's not 2 spots.
Fuck.
Roll the music clip.
Definitely Troy Merrick, dude. Without him just giving me a fucking message back, I would not have gotten here to wrestle at all. Like, the amount of work that man did in the beginning of my training was nuts. Like, he really did open the doors locally and got me to meet everybody around that is like you need to meet and all that, and introduce me to the boys. So like, forever fucking grateful for everything he did. Everything he did for me. Another one, Rudy Lockhart. Definitely wouldn't be here without Mr. Rudy.
Boo.
Fucking arsehole.
Arsehole he goes. Oh man.
He's gonna listen to this, be all sad but happy.
Genuinely, like, just like our whole fucking group, like, it's just without those guys, and like Rudy specifically, because he's literally in the same fucking town. Like, through all my crash outs, through all my doubts, he's always been there and had my back, and just someone that I can fucking talk to, and he can talk me out of shit. It's awesome. So without him, dude, fuck, none of this would work. How many did I do?
Rudy's
You got one more.
One more.
Shout out Kobe
Rudy's
Christ,
a damn
too.
lad. Yeah.
Kobe Christ, definitely. Dude, without brother, there is no other guy that would have gotten me from like on a wrestling level from like here to start to go up without him. He is a fucking wrestling genius. He's gonna tell me to go fuck myself when he hears this. But like, dude, he knows his shit.
He's gonna tell you that, but it's not like he's not on the inside. He's gonna be loving it, just like we did.
Yeah.
I know. Like, that's just his way of saying, thank you. But he'll be going, fuck yourself, and thank you.
Thank you.
But dude, without him, again, would not be here. Like, the amount of shit that dude has taught me over the last couple of years, and especially like mindset thing too, of where like just the way I think about how this works is so different than it was previously. And like, fuck, I all the credit to him, and fucking love him to death.
How many times have you left the Maritimes now? It's been a handful, right?
Just a handful. It hasn't been much.
What's been your favorite trip or moment in a trip? Like, me and Connors, we have a plethora of them. We're very fortunate. But like, if you can tell, obviously, if you want to leave out names or if you want to leave out certain things, you can.
Yeah, we throw a lot of Jane and John Does around.
Yeah, if you need to, just use
homie one, homie two.
Like that. That's perfect. yeah. But is there like just a moment because 3 years in and getting to leave the Maritimes, being paid to leave the Maritimes, all your travels covered, and then you're getting PO. That's pretty awesome.
It is.
It's pretty awesome. Like, be straight up on that. So, like, what's been a moment? It could have just been a moment where you're by yourself. And, like, there's been times with me and Connors, we've been sitting by ourselves. I can't remember the town we were in, but it's down by a breakwater, indulging in the jazz cabbage and leaning up against a slanted wall, like a slanted rock wall, just laying back in the sun and just being like, we somewhere in northern New Brunswick, and it's like we're being paid to do this. And that was just northern New Brunswick. And then there's moments when we were, flown to Destiny and flown to all these other places, not all these, like flown to Toronto a bunch of times, and it's been, we've looked at each other and been like this is awesome. It could be just a moment like that, but what's been like your favorite out of those few trips?
One that really sticks with me, and like I'm just thinking about it now. They showed me the Andre table at the Germania Club.
Yeah,
in that little bar.
Wow.
That was like, I know it's like such a small like commodity thing, and like I have like memories with the boys and all, but like it was just that moment where I was like, shit, you know what I mean? Like I am a professional wrestler, aren't I? Like this is,
and how vast wrestling is, but you still feel connected to that
That's
legend,
what I mean.
like
It's
that
I have
person.
no
You still
correlation with it, but it's like,
So like I don't, okay, Lyle, do you know what we're talking about here?
Yes.
Okay, so at the Germania Club down in the basement, there's a table that he sat at.
Yeah.
And I got to introduce the heathens to it, Connors to it, all the guys to it, and it's like, this is a part of fucking history right here.
And it is. It is. And I understand exactly what you mean. I think because as much as it all encompasses most of our lives, professional wrestling still is kind of seen as like a niche thing, especially if you get away. Yeah, if you get away from the WWEs, because I think WWE's done a really good job at taking the entertainment aspect and cranking it up to 13. But for anybody who's really into the entirety of it, the whole scope of wrestling, the New Japans, the CZWs, like we were saying earlier, that niche stuff, that there's a web that goes the entire planet of little stops, of little landmarks, of little things that have happened, and it's incredible. So I want to sit at the table. We're going to have to do that with me because I'm going to be that guy now. But no, that is incredible.
locally, have you been to the Oxford Blueberry?
I don't even know what that is.
There you go.
Wow.
You got stuff to learn, man.
Brother. Yeah. There's on the highway between here and on the way to Moncton, or I guess you can come this way. There's a town, Oxford. It's in Oxford, and there's the Irving.
It's the blueberry capital of
used to have
Canada.
arms. Yeah,
was Andre there too?
He's actually the blueberry.
He probably could have been.
He's the
Blueberry.
It's wearing a one-strapped butcher. And it's just a blueberry with no arms or a butcher on.
You ever seen a blueberry drink 3 cases of beer, son? You will tonight.
And now I'm gonna get a picture of the blueberry and Photoshop a singlet onto it, or like put a singlet onto it.
Yeah, and the little Andre afro.
Pretty sure I've seen a couple giant blueberries with singlets on them in my time. I'll tell you that right now.
Brother, I'm right here. Holy crap.
Okay, so while I have Dawson and New Hook in front of me, I have gotten into an argument. This was long ago, but I texted a friend of mine yesterday and said that we were having Dawson on the show today. And he's a friend of mine from Petty Harbor. Yeah. So what we talking about, he was like, there's never really been a major WWE/wrestling star with a massive Newfoundland presence. Unless you guys know of one.
Well, there's Sailor White. Sailor White would be the one.
To say,
yeah, Sailor White's the one that would be the one that's the in the wrestling world. Generic fan, the casual fan wouldn't know, but he was the one that went to WWF, and I think he was a tag team champion. I might be wrong on that. I feel like he was, but he was. This was back 80s.
Yeah, like
this was like territory era.
Yeah, and then the most recent one that got on any level would be Moondog. He got to do AEW,
Yeah.
the dark stuff, or and he
Satnam
got to
Singh,
work
baby.
with them. Sorry.
Yeah.
Satnam Singh. That's who
Satnam
he's.
Oh yeah, Satnam Singh. Yeah. And funny story about those two.
Didn't he used to play for like Newfoundland basketball team or something?
He used to play in Newfoundland on the St. John's basketball team. And when Moondog went to AEW to wrestle, and he met him again, Singh was like, "Wait, aren't you from fucking Newfoundland?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I've watched you wrestle in Newfoundland." And then it's like this full circle moment that the guy that he gets to work.
We just said the global web. It's a global web.
It's
I had
very.
no idea that he
It's
fucking played for Newfoundland.
it's very
6 degrees of
fucking
Kevin Bacon.
weird. Yeah, it's very weird how wrestling can make things come full circle on a lot. It might take years.
Yeah.
Or it could be the next day. But my God, the way that things intertwine in this business is very, very peculiar.
Which leads to what my crux of the issue was with Joseph, my buddy from Petty Harbor.
Yeah.
Does that not lead you to think that if someone from Newfoundland got in front of somebody and pitched a gimmick that was just a stereotypical Newfoundlander, do you think it could get over?
Fuck off.
In the wrong way, maybe.
In the wrong ways. Is exactly what I said.
That's why I said the way I said it. That's the way I said the way I said it.
Exactly what I said too.
And if we bring it back for a second, Moondog is and this is my opinion, whatever. He's the only person that has done the Newfoundland gimmick in a way that, in my opinion, didn't degrade people's opinions.
Playoff stereotypes. I'm not a fan of it, never have been. There's been reasons why certain people had to change their names before they ever got booked in North Pro or worked with us, because I'm not condoning people either making fun of a culture, or even if it's your own culture, it's just like, there's going to be somebody that's not down with this, and like, what's the point of it then? That's that's not the heat that I want to get or anything like that. Yeah, and like, it's, don't make fun of cultures, and just,
it's low hanging fruit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's a way you can do it tastefully, but that one is just it's too deeply rooted in old school tradition, where people will just immediately go to that, and the whole igloo and whatever, kiss and cod.
Oh yeah, there would definitely, and they do it too.
They would run.
Like,
there was a time.
Moondog is the, like, if it was ever
100%.
bottled and packaged, he was the one that did it the best. There's people that tried to make him look foolish, even like his friends at the time tried to, like, you make videos, entrance videos that makes him look foolish and stuff like that. But it's like, Moondog is the epitome of professionalism, in my opinion, when it comes to having to not eat shit, but like giving something where it's like, and making it
Not your
fucking
favorite,
work. Like, making it fucking work. So I shout it.
And it's not to say that other wrestlers don't represent Newfoundland properly. It's just like his style of gimmick and the way it's just got that gritty, like, he looks like old school style. Like, I'm gonna represent Newfoundland, but don't fuck with me in a bar because I'll rip your skin off. Like that type of, like he just has that image.
He got thrown to yellow Southwesters at first, and then like he was like, all right, well, let's make it real, and then brought the black like the black want stuff out. And
because that's what I was gonna say. That Dawson does so well. He exemplifies the good parts, because when he came out, of course, like, I heard the commentary kind of making Newfoundland references, and it's like, but that's the gimmick, is just a tough SOB that happens to be from Newfoundland, because Newfoundland produces a lot of tough SOBs. And I'm like, that's in a bottle, that's perfect. That's exactly what I think a gimmick from this part that would represent this part of the world. If you were going to go in and try to say, like, okay, we're going to spin where you're from into kind of the basis of these decisions, I think that would be the way you would go about it, because that people from where you're from, people from New Brunswick, I think all the Maritimers kind of share that same, but they're tough though, hardy people. That's kind of what we get, other than the fiddly-dee. They have like
reminds me of like the Minnesota boys. You know, from back in the day, you get the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. Like everything, all the guys that came from Minnesota just had that, like, you know what I mean, that grit to them. Like
Yeah.
that guy's
Aaron
from
Anderson looks
Minnesota.
like he could be from Glaze Bay.
Arn Anderson, I think. Road Warriors are from Minnesota.
Lesnar.
Who else? Anyway, there's a whole handful of
Shelton
Lesnar.
Benjamin.
So that like that type of place. So it's like Minnesota with a funny hat on, but you don't want to show the funny hat.
It's not that we don't want to show the funny hat. It's like
We'll just make that look cooler.
The funny hat isn't the whole outfit.
Yeah, and it's not.
Yeah,
it's not
well,
what
exactly,
defines
yeah.
us.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
defines us is like we're tough motherfuckers and we're hard working motherfuckers because we've had to be our entire life.
Yeah.
And then
But
when the
they're
work's done, then it's time for fun.
Understand that underneath the funny hat is a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think
That's a good way
you've
to
kind
put
of
it.
skipped a couple steps in that respect, Dawson, because you never really. This is the only gimmick you've kind of ever worked, if I'm correct. Like I've watched some of your old stuff as well.
Yeah, he just like you've evolved into Dead End. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's
kinda-
it's
Yeah,
always,
you've always
kind of
been the guy.
person. Yeah.
Didn't you have the throwback? No, you were a throwback. You were a throwback for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was throwback for a minute, and he had.
But even then, you came out with the
Yeah.
black trench coat, so it wasn't so stereotypical, like we were talking with Dino, where you did the yellow southwestern and the
Oh,
trench
yeah,
coat and all
yeah.
that stuff, right?
I didn't even like
Which gives it
talk
that edge.
normally when I first started wrestling. Like I did like a fake Western accent.
You did a Southern accent, yeah, because in that
Yeah.
promo that I watched where you had the pipe and stuff, you were talking in a Southern accent, and I was like, "That's an interesting turn."
The gigantic
I don't know
handlebar
why I did that.
mustache. That's your Stan Hansen.
I don't miss that.
I
don't
missed.
miss
Man, who was it? Didn't Rob McNary make you the jacket? Like put your name on the back
It's
of
on
the
my
jacket?
wall. I don't know if I'm gonna fuck up the whole setup, but I don't care.
Whatever, it's fine.
It is right there.
At the first
Sick.
Logamania that we took over at, so Logamania 3, he like just showed up, and I think it was at Logamania.
Yeah. It was
Yeah, like just showed up and gave that to Dawson, and like
Just gave
he
it to me.
found like a thrift store the jacket, and then Juanita put the throwback with stars on it for it. So
Throwback.
it's just like
So
Amazing
what was the
people.
decision to go from throwback to what I think is one of the better nicknames I've heard in a while? Dead End Dawson James is a great name. That is.
So again, easy answer. It wasn't my idea. I didn't come up with the throwback. So like, this was like a Troy Merrick gimmick. Like it was just something we were coming up with. Hey, you kind of look like an old school wrestler. Hey, like you're broad and you kind of like have this like. At the time, I had shorter hair. It was like a hockey flow almost. So like I kind of look like that type of tough. So he's like, why don't you call yourself the throwback? Come out with the fucking towel and like all that stuff. And I was like, just at the time, it just worked. But it's
Yeah.
not me. So
and what was the decision to go to Dead End?
Yeah,
Because
how did you
I
figure
I
out
like
Dead
Dead
End?
End. I like
There's a
Dead
couple
End a
things.
lot.
I was getting really like back into Alice in Chains, like just to that general type of like fuck.
oh
my
yeah,
life
you're
music.
gonna answer our questions later, and I forgot how much of a music guy you are.
Oh yeah. I was hoping you were gonna fucking ask. But anyways, it's kind of getting into like Alice in Chains and all that stuff, and like it kind of has two different meanings in a way because oh shit, my camera. In one sense, yes, dead end's the end of the road. You get in the ring with me, you're running right into that fucking dead end, brother. You're not getting out.
Yo.
And the other end is kind of just like in my head, it's like a kind of like I'm a dead end type of person. I'm just that fucking guy that's gonna hurt you because I can. You know what I mean? I have nothing. I'm at the fucking end. You know what I mean? That's the whole.
I love it.
But I like the end of the road explanation a little bit more.
So you mentioned that you're a big music guy. I'm not going to ask you your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers, but give me your Mount Rushmore of bands, because saying Alice in Chains immediately has piqued my interest.
Alice in Chains is obviously on that list.
You're gonna fuck up my questions.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, New Hook. Am I stepping on your trivia?
No,
We're
my
live.
stack. Remember the 5 or the 8 questions or 9 or whatever we had for Rudy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do
Oh
that.
damn!
Yeah.
Oh damn! Okay, so just give me your Mount Rushmore, and then that's the last music question I'll ask.
Oh, geez, I have so many favorites. If I can narrow it down, though, Alice in Chains definitely peaks that list. I don't know what it is. They're moody. It's grungy. It's just the shit. Divorced dad music is what they call it. But
Hell yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes
yeah.
sense. Fuck, there's so many. Kendrick Lamar, he's another one you could put on your top. Like everything he's ever made is just unbelievably fucking. Like
So good.
a genius wrote this. Right? Like that's the only thing you can think about when you're done an album. Like this isn't just good. This is holy fucking shit. You know,
He's a magician.
I can keep going on. I listen to so much music. We should just get.
No,
into
yeah, like
questions.
this is a
New hook. Hit him with the rapid fire.
We're gonna have to do the part. We're gonna have to do the part two with Dawson when it comes to music because I can't remember. I can't remember all the questions that I do for rapid fire now. But the first one that we'll start with is, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Any superpower?
Yep.
Infinite knowledge.
Ooh.
Why?
Like Reed
Wow.
Richards.
If you know
or
everything,
like,
you can solve all. If you know everything, you can solve all problems. If there's no definitive what if, you just know everything. Then
That's a good answer to that.
Damn.
That's a heavy burden, though.
It is a heavy
Thanos
burden.
said. Thanos said, "You're not the only
Knowing
one
is
cursed
half the
with
battle."
knowledge."
Knowing is half the
That's-
battle.
That's GI Joe, man.
So,
I take it back. I take it back.
so we know his favorite. We know his favorite band, Alice in Chains.
Yep.
Clearly, favorite album.
Did you ever get to see them live?
Favorite album ever? No, I actually like again product of being in small town Newfoundland. I barely went to any
Very true.
concerts, and I still to this day haven't went to any concerts in my life.
It's been quite a few years since I've seen them. They were in Halifax.
Years ago,
eh?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Another concert we were at.
Favorite
didn't know each other.
album. Exactly.
album.
Favorite album, but it doesn't have to be from Alice in Chains. It could be a different album that just speaks to you.
That's another thing where I have so many, but
Yeah.
all right. So if it's Alice in Chains, it's Jar of Flies. I know it's an EP, but
No.
it's
That counts.
they did that in a day, and they were like, "Fuck it, nobody's gonna like this," and it's like the best thing they've ever made.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But if I had to think of another one, Phase Zero by a guy named Morgan Delt. He only dropped one album to my knowledge in 2016, but it's like this super freaky psychedelic record, and it's super slept on. I think I listen to it at least like once every few months at this point, but I've
Interesting.
been doing that for like 6 years. So
Okay.
yeah, it's got to be my favorite one for sure.
Favorite TV show.
TV show?
Yeah.
Oh shit, there's so many good ones. Recently, I've been watching Sopranos. I don't think it's my favorite though. I think Arcane would be. on the top of my
Oh,
list
good
right
pull. Good pull.
Yeah.
I love anime, and most of my favorite shows are animated. I love animation.
now. The animation team behind that show is fucking crazy. Like
Sick.
how they did all that.
Favorite actor.
Favorite actor, William Dafoe.
Yeah, he's the man.
I knew Connor was going to love that one. I knew Connor was going to love that one.
Yeah, he's fucking good in everything he does.
I can't
Boondock
remember-
Saints.
I know there's. I don't. Oh fuck yeah! I remember there's. I have one on my final one. I can't remember if there's any other questions for rapid fire, but I do want to know your most like,
What turns
obscure
you
match
on?
that you loved. That it doesn't like. I'm not talking Rock Hogan WrestleMania fucking whatever. I'm not talking Punk winning it whatever. The most, and you already brought up like when you're like the Kings era, so I can only imagine what like something that you would love to put on to somebody to be like, this is another form of wrestling that's fucking amazing.
Oh man, there's so many. But I know you said not like it's not really that obscure. I would say, but fucking Kenta Kobashi versus Kensei Sasaki, the match where they have that 5-minute chop battle and it doesn't end. I think that's a good example of why I like that like era because they're not pulling any fucking punches. They are legitimately like kicking the shit out of each other. But like, there's no personification of what makes the style work more than that because they also just take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like there's
absolutely.
there's no bitching. There's no like this. It's just they take the chops for 5 minutes because it's fucking awesome, and that's what the whole style's about. And I think that's just a good match to put you onto that style.
Love it. I remember my two other questions now. Favorite video game.
Favorite video game? Fuck. That's also another hard one. I love so many.
Contra.
No. Too young for that.
I don't. Yeah, I think he's alive when that was.
Turtles in Time.
Shit. Favorite game. I want to say Breath of the Wild, but at the same time, I think Fallout 4 might take precedent.
Nice.
Yo.
I have like way too many hours in that game.
Did I say favorite movie?
Nope.
No, I didn't say favorite movie.
Good show.
Favorite movie.
Shawshank Redemption.
Nice.
Oh, that's a great pick.
Yes.
Nice.
That's a great
Not
pick.
every day you look at a man's shoes.
Didn't you say that in the previous podcast too? Like
You said that before.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
so.
about to say like.
Right around.
Okay, and now the most ultimate important question, and this affects your future with North Pro and everything like that. Your favorite.
I was not privy to
Your
the
favorite Ninja Turtle. Your favorite Ninja
one.
Turtle.
My favorite Ninja
the red
Turtle?
one.
Yeah.
Fuck
There's
Michelangelo.
only. Did he say? Okay, Mike.
Rudy said the red one.
Rudy's like.
They were like,
Rudy's
they were
like,
all
said
red at one point.
Yeah.
Mikey's the correct answer to me. I don't know if that
Mikey
affects my
is-
future, but
There's no wrong answer. It's just the answer that you answer determines what happens for you in the future. And I'm not saying none of it's bad. I'm not saying anything that is bad. It's just like if it was Mikey, okay, cool. I know
like
how
your-
to.
I'm just
I know
start
your
booking you
turtle
like
horoscope.
Michelangelo.
Yeah. No, I just know how to approach you now. You know, from a Mikey style point. of
listen, pal, your gimmick is you eat pizza. You'll love pizza.
view. Yeah, you love pizza.
Radical.
Mine's Raph.
The red one.
They're all red one at one point.
But I'll tell you all, it's going to affect your future is that if you do not tune into the next episode of the Sabotage Everything, contributing to the Scene podcast. Thank you, Dawson James, so much for joining us. This has been
Thanks,
Dead
pal.
End. That's New Hook. That's Connors. I am Lyle. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.